everybody, good morning. It is, again, I can't really see that far, I need my glasses, but it's about 6:30 this morning. Amato has already left for work. Got up and made him his breakfast sandwich using a loaf of bread that I made yesterday. So hopefully that came out good for him this morning, because the egg wasn't quite big enough to fill the bread. So, you know, there's always that void, like when you eat a hot dog. All right, so today I am keeping up with my no spend week. We skipped the grocery store, went shopping through our pantry, came up with 5 meals totaling around a little more than $70 had I bought all those items at the grocery store this week. So saving me over $70 by not going to the grocery store. So Monday we had, let me just look. What did we do? I already forgot. Oh, Monday I made the chicken quesadillas. I planned on making tacos, but the taco shells were extremely stale. They were bad. I was gonna use TVP originally, but I didn't think Amaya would like it, so I just switched to the canned chicken, which I had 2 cans that needed to be used anyways. Yesterday we did the chicken cordon bleu with bacon wrapped asparagus and some stovetop stuffing. We also made some cheese. We made a loaf of bread out of the whey that we got from the cheese. We did all kinds of stuff. We got shit done yesterday, which was the title of that video. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out. It was a lot of fun. In fact, I even showed you guys how I made my bed, the pain in the ass that I went through to make that bed. It's just, I hate making the bed. Today I'm gonna make some spaghetti and meatballs using up those 2 cans of tomato product, plus I had some tomato paste in the refrigerator that I need to use up, along with some of the little 8-ounce cartons of bone broth and chicken broth. I'm gonna use a couple of those, saving the other 2 for our beef stew that we're gonna also have later this week. What I plan on doing is preparing for the storm that we have rolling in. Yesterday was beautiful. I think a lot of us just get excited when the sun comes out, so we start to get our yards ready, and at least that's what I did yesterday. I wasn't even planning on going outside in the yard, but I did, and I moved some of my plants to get more sun, but I also put them in an area where I knew that I wanted them to get some sun, but I didn't really want them to get a whole bunch of rain, because I did know it was going to rain. I didn't expect that the storm was going to be as strong as Fox Seattle is claiming that it's going to be, so we'll talk about that.
Rainfall there, and this heads up Tacoma. This is all moving its way north toward you. We're going to be seeing that hit the Tacoma area likely in the next 20 minutes or so. So if your travels take you home along I-5 between Olympia and the south end of Seattle, this is going to create some issues here on the roadways right around the Tacoma area. And we do have more available moisture that will continue to push its way north down in the Portland area coming up here over the next couple of hours. Now, all of that is heading our direction. This is the first severe thunderstorm watch that we've had in decades in Seattle. Large hails possible. We could see hail as big as 1 to 2 inches in diameter. More on that in a minute. Damaging winds are certainly possible in these thunderstorm cells if we get a severe thunderstorm. Frequent lightning, though, is something that a lot of us are going to be seeing again between that 7 and 10 o'clock time period coming up tonight. So it'll be quite a show this evening.
The article that I saw on Instagram from Fox Seattle said that people in Pierce County went to the QVC and the Safeway and just emptied the shelves, and they were telling people to buy food. You shouldn't be preparing for a weather event or an emergency while the emergency is happening. It just is not that good to be in the mix with people who are panicking. So the power bank that I have is a Jackery, and if the power goes out, we can use that in the shed to power up or keep both of our deep freezers running. I would need a second power bank to charge our chargeables, like the laptop, our phones, whatever else that we need. The Jackery power bank can also keep an electric blanket going. It can keep a small fan going for 24 hours. I tested it. I kept it going. I just wanted to see how long it would last. So 24 hours for a little fan. And it will keep my dual electric burners going. So if we lose power and I can't get my propane stove to work, I have that. And if that doesn't work, I also have a camp stove that runs off of propane and butane. So over the past couple of years, when I would go to Walmart, I would just buy a 4-pack of the little 1-pound propane tanks, just, you know, to take camping. You know, when I travel, I keep my car stocked up just in case there's an emergency whenever I'm on the road. So what I need to do today is to make sure that that power bank is charged and ready to go. I'm pretty sure it is, but I want to make sure it's charged and ready to go. So if we do lose power, at least if my number one goal is to protect my food, especially that freezer. I also need to finish washing blankets. I got all of my laundry done yesterday, but I need to finish washing the 2 blankets that Amano and I have in the living room that we use when we're watching TV. I already mentioned I need to go outside and secure some of my outdoor furniture. We have just a white plastic folding table, one of those 6-foot long tables. I do have strawberries on it because those were a couple of the plants that I moved from the shade into the sun. I'm just not sure how strong the winds are going to get. The news is saying a category 2 E2 tornado possibly. What? Excuse me. So Amato says it's all fear mongering, which I agree, but you don't want to be left with your pants down. If you know or suspect or even think that there's going to be severe weather in your area, then prepare your area, because the last thing you want is for these gusts of wind to come and throw a chair through your window or up against your home. We're in a 5th wheel, so you know, I'm kind of worried about things getting dented. It did also mention golf ball size hail. Okay, that's kind of serious, but we're gonna make it through this. Okay, we're just gonna take extra precautions. Preparedness. We're preparing for the worst and praying for the best. I'm still kind of sleepy. So I was thinking about going to the store today to buy milk, heavy cream, and half and half, possibly some eggs. I think I'm down to like my last maybe 6 or 7 eggs. But because I don't really have them in my meal plan this week, I probably will forego that. But it's actually kind of a good thing. I decided not to go to the store. I have just under a quart of heavy cream left, but I'm out of milk and I'm out of half and half. I used that milk to make the cheese yesterday. We had exactly a cup of milk left. So I don't have any milk and I don't have any cream, half and half. But I think I'm just going to stay away from the store because I do have powdered versions of milk. And I have shelf-stable milk, liquid and powdered. I have powdered heavy cream. I have powdered sour cream. I have a powdered butter, powdered peanut. I have all that stuff. So, so I don't want to fill my refrigerator with anything that's going to need to be refrigerated in preparation for the storm. If we lose power, I don't want that stuff to go bad because we can't drink a half gallon of milk in a day, and I'm not going to put it in the freezer outside. I don't like freezing. I tried freezing heavy cream and it was not the same afterwards. So if those are things that you like to do and you practice, by all means, you go ahead and do that. It's just not for me. I think if I was just really hard up and I absolutely really needed to, then I would, but I'm just not going to this time. So we will work with what we have. But keeping the theme for this week, I am not going to the store this week, and this is so hard because I love my weekly grocery shopping. I love going to the store and searching for bargains, and I love finding new things to try. And Grocery Outlet has all that. I don't know, all stores do, but I don't know. I just love Grocery Outlet. All right, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna go grab the blankets and I'm gonna get my blanket washed. The sun isn't out yet. It's just barely starting to come up. 6:52 in the morning. Let's prepare for this storm and get things together. I need some coffee. I just feel like I don't have anything together. You know, when I was raising my kids, I would always tell them, make your bed. The first thing you do in the morning is to make your bed. It sets the day up for success. And I don't like making my bed. It's such a pain because it just requires so much work. You're gonna say, I'm just gonna do it half-ass. I'm just gonna make it look presentable because I just don't care. Sometimes I get really frustrated when the day has to start like this, when I need to get something done and I have to do something else, like a prerequisite. Oh, you need to do laundry? Well, first you need to wash your washing machine. Ugh, so frustrating. But anyways, yeah, I have all that stuff that I need to get done and it just eats up my time. But I guess complaining gets you nowhere quick, right? All right, let's find something else that we can do. What else do I need to do? I do need to get my power bank, but it's under the trailer outside. I do need to wash some towels too, so I do need to collect all the dirty towels. Okay, I'm gonna get my blinds up. Ah! So what I need to do is I need to dump all of this water into here and then refill it so we can get more filtered water, make sure that we have clean water in case something does happen. And then I do have some gallon water jugs in the shed, so I'm gonna bring a couple of those too, just so we have some fresh water available. Again, just in preparation. I'm sure everything will be fine, but we're preparing for a storm today. All right, let's get this filled up. Still finding ants everywhere. There were some in my powdered sugar, so I have to I had to keep my powdered sugar and my brown sugar in the refrigerator for now. When I used to work, I worked for the Department of Public Health. Originally is where I started my career. I did public speaking in the school system, teaching a tobacco education course. And then after doing that for about 15 years, or maybe 12 years, I transferred closer to home, but I transferred from public health to health and human services, where I became an office assistant working for the Transitional Assistance Department in California. So I was like an issuance clerk. I scheduled their appointments and all that good stuff. And every time somebody got sick, I would whip out my oregano oil. I'd put a few drops in their bottled water, be like, drink this, drink it fast. I would tell them what to expect. Your lips are gonna burn. I mean, it sometimes for some people, it could be like a traumatic experience using oregano oil for the first time. But every person knows that I'm batting like perfect here. Everybody came to me and said, hey, I feel so much better today after taking that oregano oil. So they started calling me the bruja witch because I had all kinds of natural remedies. I really focused in apothecary, natural remedies. I love that kind of stuff. So if you also are interested in natural medicine, learning how to treat your body naturally without using pharmaceuticals, then hit that subscribe button, like my video, and leave me a comment, and I'll start sharing some of that information with you. I have my kitchen towels too that I need to get washed and taken care of. So that's about it. I'm going to just fiddle around and watch a little YouTube, scroll through some Instagram, and if anything relevant happens, I will be sure to check in with you. I'm gonna get started on my meatballs. To my bowl, I have a pound of pork and a pound of ground beef. I just decided to use the ground pork, even though I didn't have it on my shopping list. I'm gonna go ahead and use it anyways. We can tack on an extra $5 if we like. That's still just under $80. And that we're saving for the week. And then this isn't really kind of a how-to. This is, how to make meatballs. This is just more of what I'm putting in my meatballs, and I'm just using what I have. That was nutritional yeast. I have some of this chopped basil in a jar, so I'm just gonna throw in like a good tablespoon of that. I have some garlic as well. Just about out. This is what's left, but going through my pantry, I did find another jar of garlic, so I don't have to buy another one. Add some Romano cheese from our freezer. And I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese too, just for the flavor. These are going to be some cheesy meatballs, I'll tell you. And then our seasonings. So I've got some garlic and onion powder in here. Some crushed red pepper. I have this mixed up seasoned salt. I'm not sure exactly what it is or where I got it. It does taste pretty good. So I'm going to just, I don't know, put maybe a teaspoon of that in there. And I don't even think I have any parsley or, oh, I have some Italian herbs. So I'm going to use the Italian herbs in here too to season my meatballs. And then I'm gonna leave this out because I'm gonna put this in my tomato sauce too. Okay, I'm gonna use this basil in my sauce as well as the garlic. The same stuff that I put in my meatballs, I'm also going to add to my sauce. Plus, well, we'll talk about it when we get there. And we're going to mix this really well. I don't have any breadcrumbs or anything, and I have one piece of sourdough round left. I could make some breadcrumbs with the bread that I just made last night, but I really don't feel like it. So I'm just gonna mix all of this into my ground beef and pork and just make the meatballs, roast them in the oven, and then we'll let them simmer in the sauce for a little bit. But for the spaghetti meatballs, I do want some left over so Amato can take some to work tomorrow. So we're gonna get quite a bit because we do have 2 pounds of meat. As far as the weather, it has just been kind of sprinkling off and on. I see a little bit of wind, a gust here and there, but so far there is nothing. I was on Instagram and Fox Seattle they were talking about it beginning between 5 p.m. this evening into the night, possibly into the morning time. So I'm glad I got everything done. I didn't record a whole bunch today while I was getting stuff done, but I did get the 2 blankets done that I wanted to get done yesterday. I got those done. Plus I got a load of all my dish and kitchen towels, and then I got my bathroom towels done, and now I've got Amato's load in the wash, everything except his work pants, because I don't wash those with his clothes. And that's about it. So I do need to work on editing my video from yesterday, the chicken cordon bleu and the bacon wrapped asparagus. I'm just feeling drained. I just don't want to sit in front of that computer for, I don't know, a few hours. Okay, well, some are big, some are little. I am okay with that. All right, into the oven these go. I'm gonna roast these at 400 degrees on the air fry method for about 25 minutes, flipping them halfway, just getting them roasted, a little bit browned, and then I'm gonna throw them in my sauce. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, is get my sauce started. I'm just gonna prep some of my vegetables for my sauce. I'm out of onions, so this is some freeze-dried Thrive Live onions that I just have soaking. I'm currently cutting up some carrots to saute with the onions. I also have a habanero that I'm going to cut up, and then I have a red bell pepper from a previous grocery haul that's still sitting there that I also need to use. Here is that red bell pepper. Still pretty good. It's starting to get a little slimy, but we're gonna just chop this up. We're gonna saute it all together, and then we are going to use the immersion blender to mix it all together, because I'm not really big on like chunky tomato sauce. So I like mine kind of a little bit more pureed. I'm just cutting off kind of the soft pieces. I'm gonna give these a little rinse. All right, so these are rinsed. I'm just gonna give these a rough chop. Okay, I'm just gonna put everything together in the bowl and saute it all together. Now to my hot skillet, I'm gonna add my onions and my carrots, bell pepper, and I did cut up a habanero. And we're just gonna let these cook down for a little bit. I'm also going to add a big tablespoon of garlic into there. Got my ingredients ready to go. Okay, I can smell that habanero. It is strong. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to add the can of Italian stewed tomatoes and a can of tomato sauce. I'm just gonna rinse out that tomato can there. I'm gonna add the rest of this 8-ounce container of chicken broth, as well as this 8-ounce container of bone broth. I have 2 more of these bone broths, but I'm gonna use them for my beef stew, and then I have 1 more of the chicken broth that I saw in my pantry, so I'll use those for my beef stew. I'm going to add some Italian herbs in here, a little bit more of that chopped basil that I had, and then I'm also going to put some of this bouillon, not too much. We're just gonna warm this up, let it get nice and hot, and then I'm gonna get my immersion blender and we're just gonna puree everything just so we have a nice creamy sauce. And then if I need to, I have some tomato puree. We have a little visitor. Hi. Hi. Hello. This is Miss Wednesday. She's our neighborhood stray. Wednesday, come here, sweetie. Good girl. You're such a good girl. Where are you going? Oh, she does like a motto. How are you? Talking to Wednesday. She's our neighborhood stray. My neighbors, Bill and Leanne, they live over there. Primarily take care of her. She comes over and visits me, and normally I give her little treats, but she has to let me love on her first. I'm not sure how much she's been eating. My neighbor Bill takes really good care of her, but there's a raccoon that's been coming around, and the raccoon he found has been eating her food. So I'm not sure what his solution has been. So I do like to buy her some treats when I go to the store and give her a little something too. She is about, I think she's about 3 years old. She was just a kitten when we moved in here in the summer, and that's been almost 3 years now. In August it'll be 3 years. So she was maybe 3 or 4 months old at that point. So she's about 3 years old now. Or 3 months old. She's about 3 years old now. But she is a sweet, sweet cat. I really do enjoy spending time with her when she comes to visit. She's gonna go and give herself a little bath now. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, she found there's catnip in there. I grew some catnip for her. And then I pulled some and I dehydrated it and I brought it to my son Ruben for his cat Callie. And she loves it too. So Wednesday she's now learning that there's catnip there. It wasn't very big last year. All right, everybody, it is time to eat. I just wanted to show you. It's dripping. It's a little bit more watery than I wanted, but I didn't want to use the rest of my tomato paste because I think I'm going to make a pizza at some point, and I want to use that up for the pizza. So just made a mess. It is really watery though. We're going to go ahead and give it a taste and see how it tastes. It tastes like spaghetti and meatballs. It's really good. It's just a little on the watery side, but that's okay. Still has really good flavor. The habanero really is pretty spicy. It gave it a little bit of a kick. Not too bad. I didn't add any cayenne pepper or any crushed red pepper because I thought, oh, the habanero is going to be plenty spicy. And it is. It could be spicier. Amato probably will want it more spicy. This is the garlic bread that I made, the loaf of bread that I made yesterday with the whey left over from the cheese that we made from the whole milk. I know, it was a whole process. So I just topped it with some butter and some of that Asiago, everything but the bagel seasoning. Some freeze-dried chives. And some Romano cheese, maybe a little garlic and onion powder and some salt. That's it. So shopping in your pantry can be a great way to get rid of some extra food that's just been sitting in your pantry that maybe you just don't know what to do with, or maybe you're just bored with a particular ingredient. But saving over $70 this week for my grocery haul by not going to the store and utilizing what I have in my pantry, freezer, and fridge was just, it was a money saver in my book. I think it's a great way to save some money. So when I look at all of the ingredients that I added to my pasta dish, and I probably forgot some, like I didn't account for like the basil and things like that. But the majority of the stuff, the canned food, the meat, the pasta, and even the pasta, I accounted for a whole package, and I didn't use a whole package of pasta, but it came out to roughly $17.10. It's just Amato and I that I'm feeding, so that's $8.55 per person, but there will be leftovers, I'm sure. So for 4 people, you know, you're looking at $4 and some cents for 4 people. So yeah, I think today was a great day. I got everything done that I needed to get done. Amato's clothes are sitting in the washer. I just need to transfer those to the dryer. So I got more laundry done than I thought I was gonna get done. It's beautiful outside. It's nice and clear. It isn't very windy. There's a little breeze coming and going. It did rain a little bit in the morning. I think I showed you that earlier. So the news is saying that the nasty weather isn't supposed to kick in until about 5 o'clock. So it's 2:15 right now, and we'll see what happens. But I will let you know, and I will try to get a video if I can of what the weather looks like. But I'm gonna finish eating dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you tomorrow in another video. Bye, everybody.